breakdown, you take it to the mechanic, which is a doctor. So why are we not going for ourselves? Why are we not taking care of ourselves? It's important, and that's why I'm asking the woman, talk to your uncle, talk to your father if he's alive, talk to your brother, talk to your nephew, especially the younger men them. Ask them, when last have you did an examination of your prostate? Go and draw some blood. In 2 weeks' time, you get a result. It will determine what area you need to go. We men hate to hear the digital. Digital is where you manually put his finger and check your prostate. Again, I met a wonderful doctor. He says to me, the manual is good, but if the doctor have a small finger, he might never touch the prostate and never be able to know if it's enlarged, if it have lumps on it. He won't be able to say that. But when you get that PSA, it sends a number out and it says, this number looks a little too high. We need to go further. I came back home and started preparing because I know I have to go back up. And I have to go back up because I'm going to do the radiation. And when I go back up, they had to insert a gel into my body. That gel was between my bowel and my prostate. Put this gel in between, and then they had to put like 3, like small as rice grain, gold-plated on my prostate, so that when I start to do the radiation, the machine will pick up those gold plate and concentrate on that area. Guess what? I got 3 pieces of gold in me. I'm a little richer. Got 3 pieces of gold. I never gonna come out of me. And I ain't giving it up to nobody. So Stu don't ask me for them 3 pieces of gold. So I went back up on November 13th, based on what the doctor told me. He told me just stay, go through your election. I was so comfortable with this doctor. And it's important that when you go to a doctor, if you are not, if your instinct, your feelings isn't right, find a next doctor. And as I said, the doctor in Cleveland, he wanted, which is the most expensive procedure, cutting the prostate out. Cutting the prostate out doesn't mean that you won't get prostate cancer again. You know? Doesn't mean that. But what's good when they catch the cancer in the prostate, they can treat it and take care of it there. It didn't leave my prostate, it didn't go into my body, it didn't go no place else. So although I was a little late, I was still early. So I went up and I started my treatment. I went up December 2nd, and it was 30 days. Sometimes I get a little emotion because when you get sick, you really find out who is there for you. You really know the people that loves you, that care about you. My mother would call every day before I go for my radiation treatment. You ready to pray? And she would start, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Every day. When she didn't catch me, she would be sometime upset because my schedule would change. My significant other, Natanya, was there with me every day along the step away. Kept me on schedule, kept me on time. It meant a lot, being in a hotel for 30 days. You can't do this journey by yourself. You have to have a loved one or someone there. Many nights we would play cards, play games, just do things to burn time. On weekends we'll rent a car, take a little trip out of Tampa, and make that time pass very easy. That was the best part of my journey, having someone there and having my mother praying every day. And God do answer prayers.
Amen, amen.
That's why I'm standing here today.
Yes, sir.
Without those prayers and me believing, I could have probably been triggering even to a deeper situation. As I said, I have a lot of friends that are cured from prostate cancer, but I also know of a lot of family members where two brothers died from prostate. They never even communicate with each other and talk about what his experience was so that the next don't go through the same experience. What amazing about those two brothers, there was a third one that ended up with prostate cancer. And he took off and he did what he had to do, and he's 81 years old now and been surviving this prostate cancer for some 20-something years too. We can and we must defeat this ailment, this disease. But we have to communicate with each other. We have to talk. We can't hold it. The day that I ring that bell, December 30th, I made that pledge that I will definitely be a voice to share my experience and to ask the men in my community or wherever I go, please go and do the simplest test, a PSA. It's just a simple draw of blood, and it can tell you where you are. It's not a difficult task, or else I wouldn't be here talking to you. But I know that we can and must defeat. It's a silent killer, and it shouldn't be. But we have to communicate. It's important, ladies. Tell your husband, tell your brother, tell your uncle, tell your nephew. Did you do your PSA? Did you do your examination for the year? And that's why I said use your birthday as that time to do your physical. Because you're going to always remember your birthday you want to celebrate, right? You're going to always be able to say, I made 50, I made 60, I made 70. Use that month, because then you won't forget. If prior to working to the court, when I worked to the prison, it's once a year. And sometimes you skip a year because you forget. You ain't going to forget your birthday. You're not going to forget that. As you get older in life and you start to experience this enlargement of the prostate, many times you might be diagnosed with prostate cancer at an older age, and there's slight treatment. They won't cut your prostate out at an older age. If you're, let's say, 78, 80 years old and you're now diagnosed with this, it's the next 10 years you got if it just came in, at least. Most men are going to die from something at that age besides prostate cancer. They're going to pass from something else most of the time. So the treatment are pretty much less because the body can't take that kind of a surgery and procedure. So they do different treatment for you at that age. They won't go to that aggressive thing. But younger men, catch it early and find a doctor who's willing to show you and teach you about this thing. I know folks that cut out their prostate at younger age than me, and the cancer came back and they still had to go and do different treatment. You want to catch it in the prostate, because when you catch that cancer in there, you can treat it and take care of it in the prostate. And you can continue evaluating, checking on it to take care of it in there, versus it's going out into your body, into your bones, and spreading throughout the body. When I said to you earlier that they put a gel in me, by now that gel has pretty much gone through because it comes out. I think earlier I said to you that when I did my test, it was like a 6.5. I need to knock on a wood here. I did my PSA about 3 weeks ago. I'm at a